Today my topic is the heat treatment of the metal. So what is the heat treatment? The heat treatment is a combination of an operation in which involving the heating and cooling in a solid material to obtain a certain desired mechanical property of the solid metal. The following aim of the heat treatment of the metal are given here. Number 1 is to increase the hardness of the metal. Number 2 is to prevent the formation carbide. Number 3 is to soften the metal. Number 4 is to refine the grain size of the metal. Number 5 is to remove the internal stresses those are produced during the manufacturing time. Number 6 is to improve the machinability. Number 7 is to improve mechanical property like strength, ductility, toughness and wear resistance. Number 8 is to improve the magnetic and electric property of the metal. The heat treatment of the metal are generally depends upon the 3 points. Number 1 is heating. Heating means temperature, holding time and cooling. If you want to perform a number of holes in a sheet with a 1 mm thickness, so the number of holes can be performed by the drilling machine. Using the drilling machine you cannot get the high grade accuracy and not get the mass production. Then we will make this type of the punch to perform this type of the holes to get the mass production and get the high grade accuracy on the hole. The material of this punch will be selected MS, EN29, EN31. So after the punching, number of holes, the edge of this punch will be the break due to the softness and ductility of the material. So how to remove it problem? So we are going on this other process, adopt a other process like a hardening. So hardening, the metal is heated above the lower critical temperature and dip into the oil and water. Drill into the oil and water. The metal is suddenly drop into the water. This process is called the quenching. The process is called the quenching. Due to the quenching, suddenly quenching, there will be the chance of create the internal stresses. Due to the internal stresses during the process, the edge of this punch will be the break. So how to remove it? This punch, the punch again reheated below the lower critical temperature and cool in a slowly air to maintain the brittleness. This process is called the tempering process. The hardness of the metal should be taken 56 to HRC to 58 HRC. HRC means Rockwell hardness number. Rockwell hardness. This type of the punch is mounted on a hand press or power press. You get the mass production and get the high grade accuracy without any breaking the punch. The pure material have the ferrite metal. So it is very soft and ductile metal. So when some amount of the carbon are added in a ferrite metal, the metal became a cementite. The more carbon are added in a cementite, this metal became a perlite. So perlite, then the cementite, the ferrite, soft and ductile metal, a cementite, hard and brittle metal. A color of this cementite is white. Cementite is white. So due to the perlite cannot be seen in a structure of this material with the naked eye. So you can see the perlite are occur in the material in the patches form. Patches, very small patches form. So you can see the microscope. You can see the microscope. This is the ferrite. So 76%. This is the structure of the ferrite. 74% is a packing factor. This structure of this metal is cementite. The packing factor is 68. This structure is perlite. The packing factor is 74%. This is in this figure you can see this figure. The ferrite metal. In this figure, some amount of the carbon is added. This is the carbon. This is a black. This is a white. To added the carbon, this you can see this structure of this material is black. So when the more carbon is added to become a perlite. The perlite occur in this metal in the patches form. The packing factor of this perlite is 74%. The packing factor. So what is the packing factor? The packing factor, it is the ratio of total volume of the one atom in a 1 unit cell divided by the total volume of a 1 unit cell. This is a packing factor. How to prepare? The hardening, you can see this picture. This is the material. The material is placed into the furnace metal. The furnace metal is on and rises the temperature. The temperature is rises. What will be the effect of this material due to the heating? The temperature is rising uniformly at an interval of time. This point is called the lower critical temperature. Lower critical temperature 7 to 3 degrees Celsius. At this point, the temperature is down. At this point, the temperature down. Again, temperature increase. The temperature increase at this point, that is called upper critical temperature. The difference between the upper critical temperature and lower critical temperature, that is called the temperature range. The temperature is rise. Temperature rise to maintain the heat at the 7-10 degree Celsius. At the 7-10 degree Celsius. The hardening just like this graph. This is a temperature. This is the time. The metal is heated and suddenly drop into the water or oil. This process is called the quenching process. This is the hardening cycle. This is a cycle of hardening process. The metal is heated. The temperature, time, the metal is heated and take the soaking time, take the rest, take the some time and slowly cool in the air. This process is called the tempering process. This figure indicates the tempering process. So how to prepare, how to see this type of the pear light. This is the sample. Prepare a sample. This is prepare a sample. Number 1 is prepare sample. Number 1, prepare a sample. The surface of the sample, the surface of the piece will be the grinding with the help of a 600 to 700 grade sandpaper are used to finishing this surface of the sample. Number 1. Number 2 is again finishing this surface with the carbon paper is, emery paper is 2000 grade type of the emery paper are used. Again finishing this surface of this specimen. Number 3 is to buffing this surface with the help of a silky cloth and white color in emery paper. Number 4 is to prepare a etching. To prepare a etching solution. The etching solution are spared on this surface of this workpiece. They disclose the internal structure of this sample. You can see with the help of this microscope, this like a patches form. This like a patches form. This so you can see this type of the patches. You can see the structure of this material with the help of a microscope. So the heat treatment of the metal play a very important role to industries to maintain the different type of the strength of the material, to refine the material, to increase the hardness, to soften the metal, to create the to increase the production of the material product. So I hope that you will like my lecture. Thank you very much.